and then here we go. Yesterday someone asked me why I'm actually here, and there was a funny story because I was the first time in Java Developer Days in October or September, and actually I wanted to go. I was invited to Basel in Swiss to give a keynote about future of enterprise Java, and I forgot the URL, and the name of the conference in Swiss was Java Developer Day. So I looked for Java Developer Day, and I found Java Developer Days, and wrote an email to Andrzej, and got a feedback. Okay, come to Krakow. Krakow is somehow strange because, but the flight is about 1 hour from Munich. It's perfect connection, even better than Basel in Switzerland. So this is the story, and now I'm back because it's the same conference almost. Yeah. So about this topic, funny story again. I gave a DevOps. This is a conference in Belgium, a similar topic, and I got feedback back. Okay, it was interesting, but I would like you should organize it. So something like the typical misconceptions about EJBs, like bullet points, and talk about that. And I got the email, and they were not 10, but 11. It's like, okay, who cares whether 10 or 11, so I will talk about 11 misconceptions. About me, I spend my time, the whole time actually in projects. I'm not the real speaker, and this is the reason why I have to go back, because tomorrow I have to fly to my real project. And I spend my time working as an architect, consultant, and developer, freelancer, one-man show. Yeah. And I learned incrementally Polish, so I am able, na zdrowie, learned yesterday. Yeah, but this is a very dangerous word. Smacznego is in Warsztat. So I gave a Warsztat yesterday, which is funny as well, because Warsztat does mean something like a repairing station for cars. If you translate it, so okay, we can repair something, but we actually hacked the whole time. Something like this, so we build together applications in the Warsztat, yeah. So, it was actually fun. So the first thing, EJBs are heavyweight. And this is my favorite. Because what happens, I have no background in Polish projects. It's all my background and experience is Germany, Austria, Switzerland, a little bit US, but no Polish. So don't feel somehow, I don't know, biased. This is just my experience. So heavyweight. As an architect or developer in projects, I always try to mention EJBs because EJBs are sometimes, or not sometimes, more and more, the simplest possible solution. But the feedback is, we don't like EJBs because they are heavyweight. And actually, after saying that, the game is over. So if someone says it's heavyweight, so okay, we don't need it. We do like to have lightweight POJOs. So, and what I do now, I ask, what do you mean by heavyweight? And the funny question is, there is no answer. So I have still, okay, heavyweight because I need a container. So, okay, look, if we have Spring, Hive Mind, Juice, there is no container? Yes, it is a container. So, okay, so where is the difference between heavyweight EJB and lightweight Juice, or lightweight, and actually there is no difference. So, okay. About the mode here, if you have some questions or you are not, or opinion, just ask me during the talk or afterwards. So there's no problem. We can do interactive, open space conference like. So, heavyweight. So the truth is, it is the simplest possible solution. We actually built 2 solutions yesterday in Warsztat, one service-oriented and domain-driven in, I don't know, 5 hours or 6 hours from scratch. So it is at least lean. So XML is gone. In last 2 years, Java 5, Java 6 is too new, but I use Java 5 in my projects. I killed all deployment descriptors. There was no XML, just code and annotation, which is a good thing. Why is it good? Because of refactoring, you do not need special tools, you do not nothing. Just plain Eclipse, plain NetBeans, and jar, and compiler, and you are done. So this is the first fact. Persistence XML, you need it. This is JPA, but you will need persistence XML as well if you are using Spring, Juice, HiveMind, whatever you want. There will be persistence XML. EJBs are just annotated classes, and actually you only need about 5 annotations in real-world projects, 5 to 8 annotations, nothing more. So knowing that, there's about 5 kilobytes, of size of the whole API. There's nothing. And container services like transaction security concurrencies, they are just there without even mentioning aspects. So the whole thing is working in aspect-oriented way. So you have EJBs, and you annotate the EJBs with transaction attribute, for instance, requires new, and transaction is started for you. What it is just an aspect, built-in aspect. I guess the problem was no one mentioned aspects before, and then this is not so cool. Now you can say, okay, EJBs comes with declarative aspects, and this is it sounds more cooler, but it's the same story, you know. Nothing but dynamic proxy. It is the same story like in Spring, Juice. It's just one level of indirection. Okay. Yeah, POJOs is nothing else than Java beans. So what POJO does mean, this is an absolute buzzword, plain old Java objects. It started everything with POJOs, then we introduced container, and now we are back at POJOs. So there's a 10-year cycle. And POJOs are just Java beans. So what does it mean? If you're using something, there are no POJOs in production. If you're using Spring, it is a managed POJO, managed by the Spring Bean, by Spring container, or by the Juice container, or by Tomcat or something, OSGI container now. They are building with OSGI everything, which EJB already has. And now the next story is about the real weight. So Glassfish Enterprise, early access comes with the whole container are 688 kilobyte, the whole container. And the whole container is one OSGI bundle. Why it's possible to measure it? Because the Glassfish comes without EJB and can, after install it, you can easily measure the size. So if something is below 1 megabyte, I don't think it is heavyweight or big or huge or something like this. Yeah, and the whole EJB 3.1 API is about 40 kilobytes. It's all annotations or interfaces. Questions so far? So, if you have another understanding of heavyweight, just ask me and we can discuss it a little bit. So we have no... So, questions about that? Heavyweight? So, in my perspective, there is no definition of heavyweight. If you look at size of the container, it's pretty lightweight. If you look at the code, you will see some code. It is as simple as it can be. You cannot remove anything. It is just one annotation in one class, so it cannot be simpler. If you find a simplification, just drop me a mail. We try I am in the expert group. We can try to simplify whatever possible. But it is hard to simplify something where it comes with a plain POJO with an interface. Even interfaces are optional now. Hard to test. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. Why? In my past reviews, architectural reviews, what I like to review the test. Because in Germany we have quality assurance departments. We just look at the statistics. And there is tools like Kubertura, I guess, so they measure the test coverage. If you are forced developers to provide, I don't know, 90% of test coverage, what the developer will do, they will test, trivial things like getters and setters because you get a very high coverage. And then they say, okay, EJB are hard to test, so I don't like to test them. But everything else is not tested anyway because we had about 80% test coverage with about 5 asserts. Yeah, everything was green without asserts. So continuous integration, Hudson was always green, always good weather, because there was no asserts. So it's a crazy story. But anyway, if you really would like to test EJBs, what I did, this is actually code, real production code. So I actually had no time, but I wanted to put the Oracle stuff in a constant. But who cares? It's just my production code. This is the abstract class. What this abstract class does is a unit test. In the method setup, I just get persistence.createEntityManager factory Oracle and create entity manager, and I boot the persistence at start time of the unit test, and then I fetch the transaction. So the second line of code is entity manager get transaction. So, and this is actually the real unit test. Dealer service bean test extends the persistence test support, and the 4 lines of code there